Hey everyone, this is the interview I have been looking forward to with Greg Dickerson. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing well. So one of the ideas I had over the weekend that I was so looking forward to speaking to you with is I believe that the exodus from urban cities to the suburbs, the smaller cities, is real. And I think we both think that. I think we both think the big city's not going to be overly impacted, but the destination will. And what I am now believing is the destinations aren't ready.
Hmm.
There's no housing tracks in development. And what I wanted to ask you as somebody who is a developer, let's just pick any city that you want. And if you were going to go build 10, 20, 50 homes, whatever you want to, it's your criteria, you tell me from scratch, how long would it take you to get to the point of selling a brand new home? Because that's going to tell me how long existing homes will be hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the area and the metro. Some areas it could be a couple of years. The quickest you're probably going to have a house ready for development is going to be 6 months to a year in most markets. If you're starting from scratch, raw land, you got to put the roads, streets, utilities, build the house, do all that. Minimum, yeah, I don't even know if you get it done quicker than a year because it's going to take you several months just to clear the land. Right now, there's so much stress on the labor market. The supply chain is constrained. I mean, it's taken 20 to 30% longer to get everything done right now, just from a construction standpoint, than it did even 2 years ago. Prices are up. Lumber's through the roof right now. Other supplies are going up. The supply chain's constrained. It's taking longer to get things. So, where it used to take you 6 to 8 months to build an average house, it's going to take you 8 months to 10 months just to build the house, and you got to get the dirt ready, even if it's a vacant lot. Even the permitting process, most areas with COVID, permitting process has slowed down. It can take you 4 weeks to 4 months in some areas just to get a building permit for a finished lot that's already ready to go. So I'm going to say in most areas it's going to be a minimum of a year, but more likely 18 months to 2 years before you before you're delivering finished units.
Oh my God, that's what I thought the answer was going to be. I'm so glad you went through that because when I think about that, so this is how I set it up in my crazy mind. Tell me if I'm wrong. So first off, I think we all know little cities like Lake Tahoe is a city that just has gone off the map. Demand for housing is up 100%, right?
Mhm.
And people are living there. It used to be a second home community, but now people are living there. Schools aren't ready, all of this. But real estate agents are telling me there's not like nothing for sale. They've got 10 offers already written on anything that comes up. So I'm like, okay, if that demand is real, or even if half of it stays, when can a developer such as Greg come in and deliver new supply? And if that supply is 2 years out, that means single family homes existing are going to go up and probably go up quite a bit, at least the next year or so. Does that, I mean, because it's just supply and demand, right? Am I overcomplicating this?
No, no, it's pretty much that simple. And as a developer, that's what I look at. I look at, if I can find finished lots and deliver, product in 6 to 8 months, that's a risk that I can calculate relatively. Yeah, I got cut off there.
It's okay. Just keep
Yep.
going. Start again.
Okay.
So 6 to 8 months.
Yeah. So if I can, as a developer, if I can find lots that I can bring to, or lots that I can build on right now, they're finished lots ready to go, and I can deliver product in 6 to 8 months, then that's a risk that I can relatively accurately calculate and understand. But if I'm starting with raw land and it's a year, 18 months to 2 years out, I don't want to take that risk right now. And most home builders got burned in 2008 and nine because the housing market was red hot. So they were just going, going, going,
Hmm.
and they all got stuck with inventory. So if you look at housing starts, a lot of those are down. And because again, you don't have the labor, you don't have the supply chain, and builders understand that this is going to be a short-lived thing. This demand that we're seeing right now, it's all interest rate driven. Interest rates are low. There's a little bit of an exodus from some of the bigger cities, but it's going to end. It always does. So builders are not getting out there and just getting after it. They're kind of pacing themselves and starting when they sell so that they can wind the operation down when the faucet turns off, because it will turn off. Good times never last and bad times never last.
Wow. So again, when I think about existing home sales and national real estate prices, I just put out a video this morning because I'm getting irritated with all these talking heads talking about a 30 to 50% crash next year. And I finally put a stake in the ground and said, you know what, you mothers, real estate, single family homes are going to go up at least 10%. That way, now we can have a debate, right? People can see my video, they talk about their video, and I'm actually trying to get one of these guys on my show so we can debate this topic. But now hearing you talk about the one factor that I didn't know for certain, I feel even better about my call, because developers who could fill the supply don't really want to start that today, because again, everything is slower. They're comfortable with the 6 to 8 month risk. They're not comfortable with an 18 to 24 month risk. And again, if the supply is not there and demand stays where it's at, prices are going up.
Yeah, yeah. And it's all supply and demand. I mean, it really is that simple. But what's driving demand? That's the key to watch. Interest rates, a little bit of the exodus, but it's primarily interest rates. I mean, it's about the same to buy as it is to rent right now. So that's what's driving. And that's only going to go so far. And we're not seeing people exponentially drive housing prices up. We're seeing people put a limit on what they're willing to pay, because it's all based on your income and they can only afford so much, just like rents. So housing can't exponentially increase on and on and on. There's going to be a point where it just doesn't make sense from a debt to income ratio, just like rent. You can only spend so much of your income on housing. So, you will reach a point of diminishing returns and a limitation and ceiling.
Yep, there he is. Nope.
That you,
Yeah, I think I got that.
really,
That's all right. What I was
I
just
kept going. You were frozen, so I just kept going.
Yeah, no, you were good. So what I just wanted to add on that is I think there is one other dynamic that we need to appreciate. And I think it's one you and I are going to watch for the next decade, and that's millennials. I
Yeah.
think there's been a general impression that millennials wanted to rent forever. I think that is now being disproved in a big way. And I think they are a big driver of first time buys in the suburbs. I think the millennials had enough of the big city, right? Renting a shoebox. They now want space. So I expect them to be a pretty big driver for the next couple of years. And again, why single family will be a great investment in 2021.
It will. Just the whole renter nation conversation, I think the preference for the majority of the people, and we're still talking 70%, want to own their own home. There are people that want to rent, would rather rent, but right now we're maintaining that 68 to 70% home ownership ratio. I just don't see that changing, especially with interest rates where they are. Legislature and monetary climate moving forward. The government wants to support home ownership. They want to, help motivate people to buy homes with different types of products, and keeping interest rates low is one way to do it. That's what's helping to keep this economy alive.
Yeah, it's definitely it is without question the strongest part of the economy right now. Well, you know what? I feel so much better about my call this morning. 2021 single family homes are going up 10%, not down 30. For all the reasons we've discussed in the last 3 videos. Any closing comments before we wrap up this week?
No, that's it. I apologize for the internet issues. It's been under stress here lately, and it could be the homeschooling and all that going on around us. But my internet's been it's difficult the last month.
Nah, I think we got through it, buddy. I appreciate your time. All right.
Yeah. All right, Michael.